Hi everyone, I'm Heba and welcome back. Got a foundation that I've been trying now for a couple weeks. I just wanted to share it with you, my experience with this one, and it is by Rodial and it is the Diamond Foundation. I was kind of intrigued by this because, first of all, Rodial, it is a really nice luxury brand that is based out of England, and I do have a couple of their skincare products and it's really nice, and it's also really expensive. So when I saw that, I was checking their website, when I saw that they had a foundation, I wanted to try this one. I'm going to look down their website to let you know about this foundation. It is a lightweight, non-drying veil of natural radiance for medium to high buildable coverage, created with blurring activities and blended with real diamond powder. I mean, wow. To boost luminosity for a natural and perfected skin appearance. So of course, I was intrigued by this foundation. And the benefits of this foundation that it says is that it boosts luminosity, perfected skin appearance, feather light skin feel, medium buildable coverage, visibly blurring effect, and even skin tone. So you can see why I was intrigued by this foundation. So I picked it up in one of my hauls. Now this foundation does cost $55 for a 1 ounce bottle, real pretty glass frosted bottle, and it does, come with a pump. And it's nice to have a pump with a foundation. Let me go ahead and pump a little bit on my hand so you can see. It's not runny at all. It's fairly thick. It does have a faint scent to it, which isn't bad. Not very perfumey like some of the other high-end foundations. Now it only comes in 9 shades, which is not a lot. Not the best shade range for this foundation, but I'm hoping that they will include more because this is so far a really nice foundation. Spoiler alert here, if you will, but yeah. So far this is a really nice foundation, and I do wish that they will come out with more shades. With that being said, I bought the shade 5. On the website it has the single digit shade 5, but on the bottle it has shade 50. So I don't know why it does that, but you kind of get the gist. If it's shade 1, it'll be shade 10, shade 2, shade 20, but I got mine in the shade 5/50. And shade 5 is medium beige with golden undertones for medium olive skin tone. So that's pretty much my skin tone. Now let me tell you about my skin. I am 51 years old, so I have the aging skin. I have the fine lines, I have the wrinkles, I have pores, I have texture right in here. I have melasma spots right here and above my lip. And I am combo oily skin, and I do have oil spots right here, and I'm also dry right here and right here, yeah, everywhere. So I'm looking for a foundation that will just look and sit very nicely on my skin. I'm not very picky. I do like matte foundations. I do like satin finishes. I do like glowy foundation if it doesn't look too oily. Yeah, I just like foundations just look good on me. So again, I'm not picky. So I tried this foundation several times, and I did videos of using different primers and different applications and did check-ins with that, and let's go ahead and get into those videos. Now the first time I used this foundation, I used one of my favorite primers. It's by Illamusqua, and it is the Hydra Veil Primer. And I used the beauty sponge on one side and the brush on the other side. Alright, it did blend out very nicely. It does look like my skin. It's not like sitting on top of it. It does look like my skin. And maybe the color isn't so bad. It did dry down, not very quickly, but enough. I like that it's still giving me a little glow right there. Not a wet glow, but a really nice glow. But anyway, let me finish putting the rest of my makeup, and I'll be right back. Alright, and here is the finished look, and it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It looks like my skin. I like this natural glow it's given me right here and right there. Really pretty, and I like how it's sitting on my face. It does look like my skin. I didn't set it with powder because I wanted to see how this wears without setting it. And it's not settling in any pores here. It is maybe showing me a little bit texture right here and right here. Maybe just settling in right here in this smile line that I have right here. And it is giving me medium to full coverage. And let me come up close so you can see. I mean, it's just a little bit right here and right there. But not that bad like the Hourglass one. Oh, that one was bad. And then this line right here. So far, so good. I like that. It's giving me that diamond glow. And I really do like how natural it looks on my skin. All right, what do you think of this foundation?
I think this looks beautiful.
You like this one?
Yeah, it matches your skin color.
I thought it was a little bit light, but...
No, it's not light at all.
Okay.
I think it's really good. And with the lipstick and...
Well, I'm talking about the foundation.
Okay. And the eyeliner.
Talking about the foundation.
Okay. And the foundation.
Yeah.
No, it's really matching you very good.
But how's it sitting on my face?
It's good. It's good. It's not shiny at all, and it's beautiful. It's really beautiful.
Okay.
Keep it.
Well, I have to see how this wears. Make sure it doesn't
Okay.
make me look ragged. All right, this is 7 hours of wearing this foundation, the Rodial foundation, and it's looking pretty good. It still has that nice glow to it without looking too oily or greasy. And it didn't come off right here. Maybe a little bit in my chin and around my nose, but this is because I blow my nose. And it didn't settle in my pores or fine line. It did show a little bit of texture right here and right here, but it didn't increase the look of the texture. Does that make sense? It looked the same that it did 6-7 hours ago. Now I will say that it does look like it has a powdery finish to it. I didn't set it with powder. Yeah, after 7 hours, this foundation is looking pretty good. This is the first time I've used this, so this is looking pretty good. Let me come up so you can see. No, I'm not wearing any lipstick. You can kind of see the texture, but it's not that bad. It didn't get more textury during the day. It just looks the same since when I applied it. Yeah, I do like this foundation after just one time of wearing it, but I will continue trying it with different primers. I don't know if I'll set it with powder because it does look like it has a powdery finish. I don't know, I'll play with it and see, but so far, so good. The next time I use this foundation, I use another one of my favorite primers. It is by VDL. And then I use the Pore Perfecting Primer by Algenist, just to kind of, blur my pores a little bit. I use the foundation brush on this side this time. My memory serves me correctly. I think I used the makeup sponge on this side. I just want to see the difference. This does blend out very nicely though. Makeup sponge on this side. I do see more coverage with the brush side and a little bit more skin-like using the sponge on this side. I think it is covering my melasma spots very nicely, so it is buildable to a full coverage foundation without it looking too thick. Granted, on the foundation brush side, it does look a little thick, but not that much. So I probably should go over it with the sponge. Let me just go ahead and do that. But it doesn't feel heavy at all though. But I do like the finish. It is really nice. It's not settling in any pores. I mean, this is just freshly applied. Again, with that little crease right there, it is kind of settling in right there. But that is all I see for now. Let me go ahead and finish putting the rest of my makeup on and we'll see how this looks. All right, here is the finished look. And it's not bad. It's not bad at all. And I did set it with powder this time. The first time I tried it, I did not set it with powder. This time I did, and I used the Charlotte Tilbury, the Flawless Finish powder in the shade Dark. And it's not bad. It's not bad. It is settling in this line right here, but that's the only thing I can see. And still, it shows a little bit of my texture right here, but not as bad here like it was the first time. Right here and right here. Just a little bit right here, and it shows it's kind of sinking in this wrinkle right here. And this one right here. I mean, those are my deep wrinkles that I have on my chin. It does have like a powdery finish to it. I kind of like it. Let me come up close so you can see. See how you can see that it's settling right here. And of course this deep wrinkle right there, but that's my chin. But it's hiding my melasma spots pretty good, covering my melasma spots pretty good. And you can kind of see the texture just a little bit. It's not bad, but you can kind of see it a little bit. All right, again, let me see how this wears throughout the day and I'll check back with you. All right, it's been about 8 hours since I've had this foundation on and it's looking pretty good. I really do like how this foundation is sitting on my face. It did come off around here, around my mouth and my nose, but that's with every foundation because I eat and wipe my mouth and blow my nose. It's allergy season right now. And you know, it's not settling in any pores. It's not giving me those white dots. And it's not showing that much texture. The only texture I do see is like right here, where it kind of looks a little powdery, but not that bad. I'm not mad at it. But everything else just looks real pretty on my skin. So yeah, this is 8 hours in and it's looking very, very nice. Of course, you know, like I said, it came off around here, around my mouth. And maybe there's just a little texture showing here right where I had that little wrinkle right there. And of course, you know, it came off my nose, but I blow my nose and my reading glasses here, but it's looking very, very nice. Yeah, I know the lighting is not the best, but it is natural light, even though the sun is kind of setting over there, but I kind of like this kind of a lighting situation here, but this foundation is really, really pretty. I like it. And I tried it with several other different primers, you know, just to kind of get a feel of this foundation. Like one time I used the Maybelline Master Prime that hydrates along with the Lancer Pore Perfecting Primer. And with today's look, I used something new for me. It was the Hourglass Veil Primer. I got a sample of it, so I wanted to try this primer. And also use the Algenist Pore Perfecting Primer for my pores. And as you can see, here's the finished look. Now this time I did set it with powder a little bit, the Charlotte Tilbury one, just on my forehead and on my nose. You know, I didn't do an outside video of wearing this foundation, so let me go ahead and do that now. I know it's kind of windy. Oh, and hopefully that blue jay is not here right now, but yeah, this is what the foundation looks like outside. All right, let's go back inside. I think it looks really pretty on my skin, yeah. I really do like this foundation. But that being said, let me give you the pros and cons with this foundation. Let's start with the cons. Now it does say this is a natural radiant finish, not a matte finish. So it does kind of show a little bit of my texture, especially right here and right here. And it did settle in this wrinkle that I have right here. And a little bit around my mouth or on my chin, on my chin here. So I need to be careful of not setting that area with powder because I think it will emphasize it a little bit more. Now this foundation does feel and look like it has a powdery finish. So that's why I didn't want to set too much with powder on my skin. Even though I am combo oily, you know, you want to set right here, but I think it would just look a little bit too cakey if I put too much powder on it. This is just from my experience, Now for me, I didn't find that this was a long wearing foundation. So probably around 7 or 8 hours. And it did show a little bit oiliness coming through. So it's not a very long wearing foundation. So I kind of need to know what I'm going to do that day if I'm going to need a foundation to last all day. This one, even though it sits beautifully on my skin, it's not very long wearing. Another con, they only have 9 shades, so it's not the best shade range on the market. And with that being said, for the pros, shade number 5 I find to be the best shade match for me. I know with only 9 shades, but this one, shade number 5/50, I think it matches me very well. So for me, that is a pro. I really do like the shade. Another pro, it is very lightweight. I don't feel heavy, any heaviness at all, even being outside for over an hour, and it's getting really hot. The heat index is getting really hot here in North Texas. I don't feel that heaviness, that heavy foundation on my skin where it makes me sweaty. Ugh, don't like that. So this is a really nice lightweight foundation. It does have medium buildable coverage. I didn't want to build it up too much because then it will start to look a little bit cakey on me, because I do find that it is a powdery finish, but the medium coverage does cover up a lot of my imperfections pretty nicely. It is very skin-like on me. It sits very nicely on my skin. It doesn't settle in my pores. You know, in the pros, it did settle in my fine line right here, but in the pores, it didn't settle in those. It didn't give me those white dots. Whenever I apply my blush or bronzer, the foundation doesn't move. It does give me a nice glow, a nice radiant finish. I didn't put any highlighter with this foundation. I didn't see any need to put any highlighter because I really do like this, this glow that it's giving me. And I do feel that it's brightened up my skin, so maybe that diamond powder does give me that luminosity that it says that it does. It does dry down, even though I didn't set this area with powder. It is not wet at all. It doesn't feel tacky or anything like that. Let me get the Kleenex and see if there's any transfer. You see anything there? Maybe a little bit. So yeah, not a lot of transfer, so that's good. Even without setting powder, I know the camera lighting is going in and out. Now let's do the foam test. Let me clean this off. All right, there we go. Let's see, is that clean? Good enough there? All right, now let's pretend like I'm talking on the phone. How are you doing? Yes, okay, gotta go. And let's see here. Yeah, a little bit, but it doesn't look like an oily mess. You know what I mean? There are some foundations when you're talking on the phone, it looks kind of oily. But this one, even though there is a little transfer, it's not as bad as some of the other foundations that I have tried. So all in all, I like this foundation. I really do like this foundation by Rodial. So I'll be wearing this for a while. I really do like how it's sitting on my skin. It does give me a little bit of a glow without looking oily. And even though it does show a little bit of texture on my skin right here and right here, I don't mind it. I think it looks beautiful all over. Again, this is just from my experience of using this foundation. Everyone's different. Everyone has different texture. Everyone has different tones. Everyone has a different preference of a type of foundation. But for me, I like this foundation by Rodial, the Diamond Foundation. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful with this review. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you can see more videos like this. And you all have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.